Hi, my name is Jennifer Burr, and I am earning my master's degree in secondary ELA. So, my reflection on literacy in the math classroom will be through that lens. After viewing the video filmed at Concourse Village Elementary School in New York, to me it is striking how much discourse the children engage in during their math lesson with teacher Blair Pacheco. The school has a detailed procedure in place for students working through their mathematics lesson. And this procedure allows them to make their thinking visible, according to Principal Alexa Sorden. The purpose of the student actively thinking through the entire mathematics process is for them to understand the problem, confidently rely on their ability to solve the problem, and also accurately communicate with teachers and classmates as to how or why they arrived at their solutions. As a secondary English language arts teacher, I find it incredibly relatable uh, to increase the Concourse Village students' communication and literacy skills. Any opportunity the students have to talk through their thinking process gives them the chance to recognize their own abilities, and what a fantastic experience that is. Personally, I have never seen so much discourse in a math classroom because I don't teach math. I certainly don't remember my elementary math classes being run in such a communicative manner. I also don't really recall so much discussion or interaction in any of my math lessons when I was in elementary school. I believe that it is incredibly helpful for the children to have this time to share their opinions, compare their thought processes or procedures with one another, and discuss their abilities and solutions. The five-step problem-solving procedure used at Concourse Village Elementary is likely a process that has been fine-tuned throughout the years, and it's simply amazing to me to see the students working together and respecting each other's methods and thinking. It's great to see them work through the steps of the procedure together and be able to compare their work with one another. What a wonderful way to identify potential stumbling blocks for the students before they become gigantic problems. It's also excellent that although teacher Blair Pacheco has a classroom full of students, she can easily rely on the fact that the students are all helping one another. Due to the collaborative nature in the classroom, a student really cannot misunderstand for long before it is known and addressed by the teacher. This early intervention is a wonderful byproduct of the problem solving procedure being utilized at Concourse Village. So another helpful video that I found, which shows a third grade math class, it also emphasizes the importance of literacy in math. In order to engage the students, the teacher in this video, Laretha Todd, and her whole class, they read together the learning objectives all together in unison at the very beginning of the class. This helps to ensure that students are focused, that they're ready to learn, and that they're all aware of what they are about to learn. Also, that they're being exposed to potentially new vocabulary at the same time. In this video, Todd mentions that one of the purposes of the lesson is to teach the children other ways to count or group objects, more than just counting singly. She points out this skill can increase students' efficiency in problem solving, making it easier or quicker for them to eventually land on an answer. One of the students even has the opportunity to model for the class a strategy for labeling the counting of objects, and that gives that student the chance to display her communication and literacy skills to her classmates. As with the Concourse Village class, this elementary math class also uses teamwork, collaboration, and feedback to learn the lesson and encourage one another. Just like in the Concourse Village video, in this video that I found, also the students they're eager to help one another. They're eager to discuss what they've found or what they struggle with, and want to help each other come to the same conclusions. An excellent example of bringing literacy to the math class is being seen in both videos. The outline worksheet, where students show all of their work and explanations. We saw this at Concourse Village, and we saw this in Miss Todd's class as well in the second video. So this detailed procedure, it allows the students to clearly communicate their line of thinking as well as the many ways this current math lesson connects to their prior lessons. How are they able to connect? Why was I able to learn this? Because we learned this previously. So every connection that a student is able to make in this way, it further cements that lesson to the current lesson. It just makes these little connections for all of them along the way. And then every connection a student is able to make in this way, it just helps root it. This record keeping that they show in Miss Todd's classroom, this record keeping, it lets the teacher know each student's strengths or weaknesses as a mathematician, not just whether or not the students have gotten the correct answer. And it's so encouraging to see the children in both videos displaying such energy and enthusiasm for a math lesson. It's easy to see that the connections the teachers are making for the students or teaching the students to make for themselves play a huge role in the students' understanding and enjoyment in both lessons. This video I discovered, which displays literacy in the math classroom, is linked in my written response. Because I teach high school literature classes, literacy is incredibly important to me. I have come across many struggling readers, and after watching these two videos, I can't help but think that if my students had experienced some classes like seen here when they were in elementary school, they would have benefited greatly from the exposure to vocabulary and critical thinking skills connected through literacy lessons. If they had experienced lessons like the two videos, they could have learned to show how and why they should think through problems by identifying issues, recognizing possible solutions, and collaborating with classmates to work through solutions. By learning literacy in the math classroom, especially at the early elementary stage, students can become empowered through problem solving and communication skills, which strengthens their reading skills along the way. I will also be including the link to this video reflection also in my written response. Thank you.